Hello everybody, my name is Deborah Hartswell and I will be bringing you cryptid reports from all across the UK. So thank you for joining me, from myself and all the members of the British Bigfoot research team and everybody out there doing their bit. Thank you very much. And here's a sighting from the Welsh Mountains. Hello everybody and welcome back. I have two accounts for you today from the Welsh hillsides. And I was contacted earlier in the month by two gentlemen on different hikes that had some very strange things happen to them whilst they were out enjoying the countryside. Now, I must stress, neither of the gentlemen made any claims whatsoever. They just reported things to me exactly as they happened on the day in question. And I leave it to you to make up your own mind on what happened to the gentlemen. I feel these accounts fit in well with the other strange creature sightings in the area. So I'm unsure what they saw. I don't know if it was a large cat or a British Bigfoot. I do not know. But here's what they had to say. The first account, the Askew growls, and this was on the 5th of August of this year. I had an interesting trip to Askew Woods in North Wales last night with my son and the dogs. Our intention was to stay till morning, and we had made camp, and we were sitting quietly enjoying the night. It was a perfectly still night, great for listening, for anything moving around. And you can hear the night sounds all around you, all still, and it's silent. But as it grew darker, we started to hear a strange growling noise that kept happening over and over. And at one point, the dogs were so spooked, they jumped up and started barking, and ran in the general direction of the noises, and this continued for the next hour, by which time it's 11 o'clock at night, and we decided to break camp and go home. We're both a bit spooked, to be honest, and we realised we were probably not going to get any sleep. Just as we were leaving, we heard the growling really close by behind us. I did notice, when we set up camp, a few structures and tree limbs scattered around. And I remember thinking, that was odd, as they seemed not weather-related somehow. The most unusual was the shelter structure. I had studied bushcraft survival for 30+ years, and this is not a typical shelter. The key thing that stood out to me is the big limb running across in the picture provided. It has been cut with a chainsaw, but there is no way it would have fallen and landed in this way. It's been manipulated somehow, which means someone or something extremely strong had lifted it and placed it where it was. And I chose this area because it's only a couple of miles away from the Llangollen Horseshoe Pass area accounts and the Llangollen bear sightings. So I am planning a return trip to check the area for prints, etc. And if anyone is interested in joining me, please contact Deborah and she can pass your information along. Now this is the second account, and this is in Guinness in Powys. I'm probably pronouncing it terribly wrong, my Welsh isn't that good. And this happened on the 6th of August. Something happened today while I was out on my adventures. I was exploring a new bit of woodland by myself when I stumbled upon a stick structure. It stood out to me as unusual and out of place. So I wanted to photograph it for my own curiosity. So I started to take photos, and as always happens in this situation, my phone dies. At this point, I'm looking at this strange structure and I locate a grey hair. But there were no recent tracks to and from, no signs of use at all. So I carry on adventuring and I start to get the feeling of being watched. It feels as if something not too far off is watching me. I can sense it, but I can't see anything anywhere. Then I hear what could possibly have been like a chattering and the tapping of rocks, a clacking kind of noise. I turn around and I see something's watching me, and it moves off into the bushes and the ground cover. It was behind all the bracken, and I thought it looked around the size of a really large dog. It was much bigger than a fox. And in colour, it was a browny oranger, and it was moving on all fours. I'm unsure why, but I started to move towards it. all the time, hoping it's a dog walker and on a path. But no, no one was deep in the woods with me. No path to walk the dog anywhere in sight. Whatever it was in the brush about 3 feet away from me. I'm so spooked at this point, I back up and I start to make my way out and back home. I then stumbled upon an amazing find. Sticks somehow merged into each other, making archways with loads of stick structures. I honestly don't know how anyone would do that or why. It was really weird. It felt strange, and to be honest, I was gripping my knife at one point, shouting into the bushes, "I see you, I know you're there, I know you're hiding in there," in the hopes that a person, would suddenly jump up and joke and it would all be over. But that never happened. So I made for home as quick as I could, and I'm still puzzled as to what that animal was. Well, rock clacks structures and strange growls and hidden creatures in the shadows, it definitely sounds like maybe something is stalking the Welsh hillside. What? Well, for now, we just don't know. But I'm sure over time, as people move through the area and it becomes easy to report these strange experiences, we may get some hints and clues that just might answer that question for us. So if you're interested in going out into the Welsh mountains, get in touch with me and I can put you in touch with the researcher in question. Or if you feel like going out yourself, take your camera and see if you can find anything strange while you're out up there. Sit close to the rivers, that would be my advice. And until next time, thank you very much for joining me. And I would like to say, Glenn, thank you very much for the Bridge Builders video. It was absolutely wonderful. It made my day. There's a change coming to YouTube, 2 changes, one I'm not happy about and one I'm incredibly happy about. The first one being they are going to introduce a chat in the comments, so we should be able to set up a little group chat for us all and we can all chat along and, swap structures and pictures and things like that, which is impossible on YouTube at the minute. But the second thing is when I make my videos, I make them in a slide form and they are eradicating that this week. That ends this week. So I'm either going to have to find another way of doing that or you're just going to have to suffer my ugly mug each week while I read the sightings out. But that might be one way that we could do it, because that way I can show you the map, I can show you the area in question, and it might make for a better telling, shall we say. But we'll see. We'll try a few things and we'll see what works. I'm definitely not going to disappear. And I think the chat box is a wonderful idea, because it would be great to put people together who are in areas who don't really want to go out on their own, and I'm all for that. And we like sharing us UK researchers, don't we? So as I say, have a wonderful weekend, and if you're out, take some photographs and send them to me. I don't think I'll be out. The weather's not great in Lancashire, to be honest. And I shall speak to you all sometime next week. And I'll get around to answering my emails tomorrow, I promise. So until next time, thank you very much. Goodbye.